my love. Please don't leave me.
What did you call me?
It doesn't matter. The important thing is, I know how we can reach the Tower of Dawn.
Of course, the hourglass. All right. But this time, stay with me and pay attention. Can't spend all day chasing after you.
Hey, sassy man. Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we're off for more of Prince of Persia Sands of Time. We have reunited with Farah after making our way through a cave filled with waterfalls into a reservoir, climbed out of what seemed to be a well, and through the harem baths. And in this episode, as you saw from the flash forwards...
Well, what are you waiting for?
I'm afraid. What if I get into trouble and you have to come chasing after me?
Please.
Do you mean to say you actually need my help?
Yes.
Oh well, in that case.
We're going to be continuing onwards to the Tower of Dawn.
The gate's open!
I'm afraid. What if I get into trouble?
Well, she's found a way through. I was actually expecting some dialogue there.
Over here! There you are. Are you sure I'm not slowing you down?
All right, all right. What?
Please don't look at me like that.
Like what?
The game doesn't actually kick you out for staring at her anymore. Apparently the feeling's mutual with the princess musings while going through the waterfall caves trying to find Farah. Seems like the feeling's mutual. So, looks are not actually that bad anymore. I had to cancel out myself.
We must have come out the wrong side of the baths. We'll need to go back through the royal palace.
All right then. Let's find the way out.
Yeah, because we can't go backwards. It's kind of locked up on us. Right, get rid of this bloody wall. What do you mean, what? There's enemies here. Are you silly?
Be careful!
Yeah, I'm gonna not... I got body blocked in a lunge, and that prevented me from doing said lunge. Because he teleported onto me. That is very rude, because that shouldn't happen. What is happening? I was kicking all over the place and didn't hit anything. Okay, things are not going well here, so screw it. Mega Freeze. Not really any penalties for doing so other than needing to refill our power tanks. I'm not exactly leaving you behind there, Malcolm. Enemies? Enemies? There we go. I was about to say. Was I attacking before they spawned in? I was. Wow. I was so fast I knew where they were going to be before they were there. Unfortunately, that made me miss. Oh well, not a problem. We've taken a decent few of them out of the way. Did a bit of crowd control. Now we just got to rely on our wits.
Nope.
Ah.
Nope.
Excuse me? Okay, your mate can hit you and Farah can hit you, but I couldn't with a full-powered lunge. That's twice my lunges have failed in this room. I thought we were done with technical issues last episode, and the episode before that, to be fair. That was a misclick. Thank you, Farah. Okay, that time he got hit by that. Gonna take this guy out. Because that guy is slumped, so he is prone. Get him. Now, if you need a bit of water, there is a fountain just over here, so I'm going to make a quick little dash for that for a sippy. Right, let's continue. In fact, there's a wall here, so I'm going to use that. Remember, with the red spears, you can vault double attack to take them down. Unlike the blue spears, where you're not able to do that at all. Dude is shimmying on a chair. He has an itch. Unfortunately, I've now scratched that a bit too hard. As they say, I scratch your back and you stick a knife in mine. Or was that the other way round, because I'm the one with the knife? Is a dagger a knife? Or is a knife a dagger? Things that you ponder. Whey! That was a bit weird. Let's do that then. Oh, snake! That was pretty bad. Okay, can I absorb you? No, it was a bit too slow. It's fine. We will prioritise the rest of the order. Got it. That wasn't even an exaggerated stab. He just went straight for that. I'm guessing the game was like, if you're going to get that in, you have to skip a keyframe or two. There we go. And we've almost built up enough for another Mega Freeze, because we've got yet more enemies coming in. They are increasing in number, and I just comboed that guy like it was nothing. Spiky floor there. This room has a big puzzle that obviously is required to continue. But a problem is that this was another room that gave me trouble when I was young, and it's mostly because of how you begin and end it. Well, more like getting out of the area once you finish said puzzle. But obviously you got to start scaling the place in order to continue doing the puzzle after the first floor. That also trips me up as well. Thank you, Farah. He is now prone. She took a couple of hits, but it's fine. She can only take about 5 hits, but unlike your bar, which is modular, hers is always in set increments. She can only take about 5 to 6 hits.
That's an odd symbol on that pillar. I wonder what it means.
Well, we've been seeing that symbol all over the place, and as we can see on the door here, it's the Azad Palace defense system, always coming back to haunt us, but also helping us with figuring out what buttons do what, and how they're linked. So we're looking for an orange switch, or lever, for this door. But what does a rock one mean? There's a yellow one over here, so I had to figure that out, which normally means it's a yellow switch or something. There's a sand cloud there. That one is very easy to miss, so remember that that is there, I swear to you. Although that is not the next one that we need to interact with. Now, I broke this wall because we've got a mirror puzzle. I'll use the vortex in a bit because we can actually set up all of down here first of all. There are dirt patches on the floor. That's where you want to put the mirrors. It's like they were there before, but they got shifted due to the sand zombies just lumbering around. Let's get some light into the room. That'll be actually quite useful for us. This puzzle definitely gives me vibes from Disney's Haunted Mansion. Although, that wasn't in a library, but it was in a kind of arboretum sort of design, so if this had like a very dark, moody design, it would kind of fit. Sorry, Farah, I'm going to have to push you. Right. So the light starts over here, so we need to move this one into place.
There's a crack. I'll go.
As you do. Alright, Prince, what did you think of the situation when you woke up?
She said my love. I know she did. I didn't dream it. At least, I think I didn't. It's quite natural, really. Her kingdom's conquered. She has nothing, no one to protect her. She needs me. I can see it in the way she looks at me. All I'd have to do is reach out and take her hand, and she'd be mine. Why am I talking to myself?
You did it! I'm up here!
There she is! You can just barely see her head. Now we need to figure out a way to get up there. So, puzzles have just basically activated the central pillar. That's your cue. But if you're figuring out where else to go, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not this cracked pillar. That's how you get down, not how you get up. And I'll be showing that once we finish this puzzle. Lots of wall smashing and light diverging going to be putting into play here, but it doesn't show us how we actually get up, or how to get down once we finish. And that's the bit I struggled with when I was young. Starting off, climb up here, and despite how this looks, because, you know, it's not flat, so why would you think you can wall run up it? That's what you have to do. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. If the design was a little bit more flat, like, well, the rest of it, it would have been perfectly fine. I could have then... with my little boy brain, be like, oh yeah, it's big brain time. It's flat. I can climb up here. But no, it don't look like that. Now, you can see why I said don't bother climbing onto the broken pillar just below where I'm hanging, because you wouldn't be able to get up any higher. You need to get onto this ledge so you can wall run across. Let's get over here, and then we can vault over. There's a ladder hanging over there.
There's something odd about this place.
I'm surprised you never pulled it until now. You just got over there.
Look! It's the same symbol that was on the pillar.
Stay there! I'll come to you!
And ironically enough, that's more difficult than you'd expect. Because normally, we can't normally reach her when she goes through a crack.
It's no use moving the mirror. There's no light beam.
I can see that.
I'm moving it in place in preparation, because if that's a symbol on the wall that's activated by light, the light's going to come down from above at some point. We're just preparing ahead. No need to panic. It's all in hand. Speaking of, let's all jump here, because apparently that's what we do in Hollow Bastion. Wall run here, because we need the distance, and that's how we get to this ladder. There's not really a marker for it, but it's just before the point of the window. Careful here, you don't want to get scissored. But there is a sneaky little sand cloud around the corner here. Now, what I was thinking about in the water reservoir room, where just before the water fountain, was what they expect you to do is we'll run up here through these scissors to get up, or you can just, where the sand cloud was, do it safely. Okay, I didn't get enough height. There we go. Just barely enough height in order to reach. Unfortunately, this camera angle is not good enough for me for balancing. Gonna jump. Gonna jump across again. What was that angle? How did you do a diagonal jump? Oh, I guess he was in the middle of turning, but still, it's not normally how that happens. If I can quickly drop down here, I won't get nibbled on, and then I can attack normally down here. But they still got me, even though I hit them. Twice. Really? I mean, I know it's literal chip damage, but that's not the point. I'm hitting them, and yet somehow they're hitting me as well. Utterly disrespectful. So, we're just above where that mirror was, and that's the light node for it, but we have to activate the node in order for light to come down. Dodge these 4 buzzsaws, and there's nothing here for us except a cracked wall. That is another magical fountain. Coming over here through these 4 buzzsaws is literally just for this, so you never actually have to run over here if you don't want the extra health. But why wouldn't you? And it's funny as well, actually, because, like, in these areas, I don't think you can void out or jump. Can I wall jump? Yeah, I'm not able to get out, so these are legit safe havens. You can't fall. Unless you maybe boundary break and fall out of bounds or something. But that could apply to anywhere. Completely breaking the law by talking about game mechanics, but here we are. Now, ironically enough, getting back, I seem to always mess up the timing, but that time I did not chop off my tootsies or me pinky finger. So, happy days. That's not much of a problem. Yay! We have mirror. We have light.
Where is that glow coming from?
I had to look in that direction manually, because when he says that, I'm like, well, where's the light coming from? And then you'll be like, well, the ceiling, obviously. We activated that earlier. But no, he's talking about the glow in that room that has got a cracked wall. So it's behind where the light's actually pointing, because it has nothing to do with the light, as you can see here. We want to push the light into this direction. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. How annoying that it's making all the wood brittle the sands of time it be. Speeding up erosion and all that. Jump over here. Wall jump off the wall to continue. Well, I should have probably shifted a little bit into this direction, so I could have just bounced immediately in one fell swoop, but I'm silly. Thankfully, those gave way, but not the bit we're on. I pressed jump before he lost balance. Have it on the same time, that's fine. I'm just going to jump across again. And I'm going to drop twice before I get bitten again.
Listen to this. Of what use is reason against the power of love? Love is life. So if you want to live, die in love. Die in love if you want to stay alive.
What's that supposed to mean?
I thought you'd like it.
If you want to be useful, try finding a book that'll tell us how to get out of here.
This isn't that kind of game.
Game? She thinks this is a game.
Meh. Kind of funny there, because that could be taken in several connotations. Obviously, this is a video game, let's be fair. And she was reading a book, and when the prince asked for her to find a way out of here by finding a book, strategy guides? But also because of the flirtatious nature of their relationship at the moment, you could also say that that's kind of mind games, you know. So when he's like, oh, find a way out of here, I don't want to know about love, and it's like, well, that's not that kind of game. So it could be taken in multiple different ways. Also, this did not hit that node over there. I've got to shift it a little bit. That's correct. Maybe it's further back. Further forward. There we go. Got it.
Stay there. I'll come to you.
She didn't say anything, dude. But yeah, that's just a reminder to say, hey, you got to go over there. Because by activating that mirror, I mean, it's not going to actually show us because we already had the mirror in the correct direction. But if I were to tilt the camera, well, go into first person, it'll be better. Do you see anything different with the light pointing toward where the mirror was? There's now platforms sticking out of the wall that weren't there before. So now we can jump across to where Farah is. But how do we get back down now that we can't, well, make our way back up? Because it's a bit too high for us and there's no really real place to wall jump. Eroded pillar here. There's a ledge. We'll make our way down from here. There we are. Jump over here. And then what I want us to do is wall run back to where the light actually was. Get over the banister, the railing, jump across again, and we can make it to Farah. Hello.
Now what? There was one more symbol. Do you remember? It was in the main hall.
We will need to deal with that in a bit, but ironically enough, being here doesn't really... I just lost control even though my controller's still on. What the heck? That was interesting. My controller lost connection to the Wingman XE2. That's never happened before, but I just plugged it back in and it's working fine now. Anyway, what I was about to say was there's no actual reason to be here with Farah. This is just, you know, because you want to be here because that's what you're kind of led to believe what to do. But if you notice carefully when looking around, there's a rope leading to another rope. So you can kind of use this platform as a bit of a scope to see what you need to do. So you need to jump across from rope to rope. There's one there, and there's ledges over there. So that's what we've got to do. But before you do that, since you are now standing here, look down. Or can I change the camera, maybe? That kind of worked. Look down. It's that sand cloud. If you do not grab this sand cloud now, while in this room, at this very moment, it is permanently missable. Because we needed to make those platforms come out of the wall. We can wall jump back up to get back up, by the way. If we mess about with the light again at any point, these platforms will go in, and if we complete the puzzle, you will not be able to put the puzzle back together to make this light up so you can come back down here to grab it before you leave. So you need to grab it now. And when I was going for 100% when I was young, that's what led to my fourth playthrough of the game, because I was getting what I missed. That's what normally happened to me when I was young in the water room. Oh, wow. Her scream was delayed. I already rewound. Your deja vu, madam. That was interesting. It's fine. Yeah, those spikes are very deviously placed. So we want to climb up a little bit before we make the first jump, and then we can swing over. There we are. Just barely make it as it gives away, so we're moving quick. It's fine, I was already hanging. I always prefer to actually be standing well on ledges because it just feels safer, and realistically it probably is. Would you want to be hanging with your hands all the time? Probably not. Ah, this is where we smash some walls. That was 1. That was 2. 3. Ah, there was another node. So we need to activate this node. What does this lever do? More platforms! We'll be needing those. So we need to activate this node in order to actually continue on. There is a mirror here that will help us direct the light to the node. So I'll pull this out real quick. Yeah, I wonder how in the palace's defense system is this actually supposed to be implemented, because you would have had to build these walls if they weren't damaged enough for you to smash through them. This is just a completely sealed chamber. All these are completely sealed chambers. So this puzzle wouldn't even work unless you were intended to destroy the walls, which is kind of interesting to me. This is what I was talking about, where you wouldn't be able to go back to where Farah is if you complete the puzzle, because you have to literally move this out of the way to pull this one over here, and that means that there's no way to use said platforms to get on the ropes to swing up here to change it back in the first place, because you've already changed it. I mean, I guess you could also just make your way back up and around again, but you won't be able to do that. I've tried. Just got to shift this a little bit, and there we go! The last node has been activated. And that should open up the door below.
You open the gate.
Nice. And it seems like there's actually something in there, as well as the lever that we need. And ironically enough, we do need to come back down this way, climb up on this broken piece of wall that we saw the glow in the first place, so we can drop down right above where the gate is. Drop. Drop. Drop down like this. Safety. Yeah, it's fine. You be careful. Now, this is the bit where I struggle, because we're back up at this point, right, where we jumped across from here. Now, no matter how many times I try to make this jump, to try and go back the way we came, I kind of... Well, I didn't do it that time, but I kind of land on it, but then he doesn't get onto it properly and scuffs it. Okay, I was aligned, but I guess I wasn't facing the right way, so that might be a problem. I know I'm eating up my sands here, but I'm just trying to show it off. Okay, I'm just not being accurate. I'll give it one more go. There we go. So... Oh, you can! Okay! The amount of times I try to make that jump and I land here, but he doesn't get into a bouncing position, so he kind of slips off and dies anyway. Happens way too often for me. Okay, I don't know how he got an angle like that. He was facing left and jumped right. Very buggy. The way that I get down, and I think was the actual intended method, because that seems like a very awkward jump to do, I mean, how many rewinds did it take for me to make the jump, is to do a half-arsed, maybe two-thirds half-arsed wall run. So, up into the tapestry, let go of the run button, and you can land here, which gets you down safely. Also, Farah's already made it back down before we did. A new sword. You can't avoid it, by the way. This will only make our combos take a couple less swings to knock enemies down, but other than that, it will just allow us to smash walls in one go. This is the Sword of the Avenging Warrior. It's the same sword that we got during the 3D recreation of the first Prince of Persia level, by typing in the button code on the balcony, before we start a new game. Now, I hope you saved and healed before coming through there, because there are no water fountains beyond this point. I kind of got stuck there a little bit, so I'm going to have to roll, because it is faster. I'm coming. I'm going to make it. Don't worry. Rolling is faster. There we go. Made up for lost time. And it is recommended that you do finish the next battle off with some health remaining, that you're not in critical condition. It's not a game-breaking bug, but when I was young, it felt like it. I was soft-locked. Multiple times in here, in fact. Now, remember, you can roll by holding forward and mashing the jump button, similar to how you can press action holding forward in Zelda Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask if you're at a high height. And you have to do that in the 3D versions because it doesn't automatically happen. But this room, my god, this is where my game ended multiple times when I was young. I could not continue further after getting a new sword. This is a dumb area and there is no fountains, as I mentioned. So, excuse me if I want to use my sands to do a Mega Freeze. I just need to absorb them again. I forgot the name again. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name of Mega Freeze. Well, I do know it's Warrior Within, but that game's version actually sucks. Well, it's been what's been carrying me, but it's not as good. Right, if I can get this absorption, I will be, in fact, doing a Mega Freeze. Right. Screw a bunch of you! You can all die. Well, you're already dead, but I don't need any power tanks. I don't need to refill them. That was weird. I was in midair. It's because I'm on a slope and I'm going so fast. There we are! That just finished them off. Perfect. And I didn't take any damage. That was probably the best I've had there, actually, in quite a while. But yeah, there are no fountains in this room, and we are locked in here.
There should be a way to make this thing go up. See if you can find a switch.
What makes you think? Never mind.
It's how we've been getting around so far. I don't know why you're questioning it. Fun fact, you can actually see what she's doing in here if we get a good enough angle.
I found one. Shall I pull it?
Not yet! Wait till I'm on the platform!
Yeah, I'm very bad at getting the angle, but let's get our vision. But I'm just going to say right now, if you feel like you're too low a level, do not save here.
Are you on the platform yet?
Not yet! Wait till I'm on the platform!
Well, that was weird how that triggered literally right when the flashback ended. Thank you for that. Yeah, that is burned into my ears. Like, I will never forget that particular quote.
Now!
So, this raising staircase. I have stories about this particular room. I couldn't get past this room initially, by the way. Cloud to the left, we'll want to grab that because I did a Mega Freeze, and that's also a full recovery. Very nice. Should be Cloud number 39. When I was young, and I was playing this game for the first time, and I finally got to this room, I beat the sand creatures, and I had basically no health. I'll get to that stairway that rose up in a second, because that's actually playthrough number 2. So, what you need to do in the observatory here is push this into the correct position so we can swing all the way across. I should have pulled it once instead of pushing it 3 times, but it works. Because you can go all the way across. Now, it's very simple. You can just hold the action button and vault. You don't really need to do much. Even here, it's 2 shimmies and then press jump again, vault, and vault. I'm not going to press anything. I took full damage. It's a very small amount of full damage, but you could imagine if I survived the sand creatures with barely any health, that would kill me. But if I'm holding forward and mashing jump, I rolled and didn't take any damage. Now, again, I don't know if it's the PS2 version or if it was me and my brain and how I thought it worked, but I thought damage calculation happened before you rolled because you can just mash, but I was trying to time it and I wasn't getting it and I kept dying. And when I was young, I thought I soft-locked because there's no water in this room to heal with after you defeat the sand creatures. You can't go backwards. They lock you out. So, I played the whole game again. Second time, those stairs, that platform that rose when we stepped onto the stairs, that didn't raise. I don't know if Farah got stuck and couldn't actually pull the lever or it just broke or something. But I had to get a new disc. And because it was so long ago, I then decided to play the whole game again. That was my 3rd playthrough, where I was actually able to beat the game, and then the 4th playthrough was basically getting everything I missed. So that was basically my childhood memories with this game. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I had to pause for a second there because I was going a bit too far, but you can kind of see that this puzzle is very easy. I was just getting walled by the fact that I didn't know how avoiding fall damage worked properly, and the fact that I didn't have a lot of health to survive fall damage in the first place. And then the game broke itself, so that's not my fault, but that's never happened ever again. So I can contribute that to my disc most certainly. My first copy for the PS2. It's always been PS2, except for this version because it's PS3, and now I have the PC version via GOG. I had to pause for a second there because I just realised that lever that we pulled just a moment ago that messed with the whole observatory, that reset everything perfectly and locks all the other levers in place. So we can just jump over here, swing across, pull the lever, and we're out of here.
The gate's open.
Now be careful when you're sliding down here, despite how the prince sounds when he's having a good time.
Here I come!
Because that could happen! Sometimes I do that because it's funny, but I shouldn't probably waste the sand charges. Excuse me? Excuse me? There we are. I'm trying to turn. Wow, this is just ruining the moment completely. Yeah, I don't know why I can't grab him again. I'll jump it. There we go. Yeah, he just wouldn't grab it again. Things are fun when you can defy death.
Come on.
Don't mind me, just defying all laws of physics.
Look, a crack.
Wait, let's see where this corridor goes.
Except for gravity.
Alright, you can take the crack.
See you soon.
Yeah, too dangerous for you. But hey, you can squeeze through. It's a win for me.
I'm up here.
Try pulling that lever!
I feel like that camera pan should have been the other way round. Oh, and final thing about that story. Look what was after that room. Frickin' water. When I was young and I finally got past the observatory, despite how easy it was because I had to play the game several times because I thought I needed health, and then you give me health immediately afterwards, I was livid. Absolutely livid. I thought I could... Whoa, okay! I thought I could jump over it. You know what that is? Say it with me now. Warrior within. Oh my god, I'm timing this terribly. What the feck? Right, hang on. I'm gonna go with it this time. Oh, for feck's sake! Stop clipping the back of my head! There. I didn't even grab the ledge. Okay, this is a joke. Oh, I didn't have the health, and then I'm just dying constantly. Grab the ledge, please. Thank you. Wow, that was a mess.
Do you think I can jump it?
Go on, try! What's the worst that can happen? There you go.
I mean, I guess the worst that could happen is that I only have one rewind left. Because apparently I can't time a jump all of a sudden. Just do that real quick. That'll do. Now I've got to do a little bit of an obstacle course here.
I'll meet you on the other side of that gate.
Careful.
You be careful.
Well. The banter really is picking up, the camaraderie of these two. The love story is unfolding. But before we can peruse on that, we've got some bruises to deal with.
Here I am. I can't open the gate.
Well, thankfully I'm at full health, so that's not a problem, but I can't Mega Freeze once again because of my terrible play after the traumatic experiences of the observatory that I had when I was young. And would you believe that what we just saw was the Tower of Dawn, but because of the evil magic that is swirling around, probably due to the sands of time or even the Vizier's magic, it's piercing the heavens, kind of like, you know, Ganon's castle. Also, when did you get knocked down? Yeah, Farah can't actually shoot enemies here, so that must mean that one of the other brutes took him down for us, which is quite useful. Also, that tree I can easily vote off, but not the one after the water reservoir, which is interesting. I'm just going to do that and catch you off guard. Lovely stuff. And there we go. That was actually very short. Not many rewinds there that I could regain, but thankfully the birds didn't get involved in that. And I think that is a perfect time to actually stop for now. Unfortunately, Farah is locked in that door, which we need to get her out before we continue. But we will deal with those buzzards as well as saving our girl, because she's technically safe in that hold for now. So with that, and I believe full health? Yep, oh well. One more sippy, because, you know, screw that bit. I'll see you guys next time for more of Prince Persia: The Sands of Time, where we make our way to the Tower of Dawn.